Test with 8 brand new coils.
On today's episode of At Home with GKR Motor Cars, we have the whole gang back and working on the 1969 Chevy Camaro. They're using every ounce of brain power to get this powerhouse up and thriving. But you know the saying, what can go wrong? Probably will. Next up, Tyler Willie heads to Olive Tree Design Build to see what our special guest Alyssa has put together for the interior of the soon-to-come Paddock Club. Let's just say, it's coming together beautifully. Finally, Tyler 1 joins Tyler 2. Checking in on the latest updates for the wiring in the 1963 Volkswagen Double Cab EV conversion. You don't want to miss a second of today's exciting adventures. So take a seat, buckle up, and enjoy the ride.
All right, so we're on trial like numbered 5 or 4 or 6 or 10, I don't know. Anyways,
got those wires hooked up over there.
We've tested everything. We've got ground pulsing, like it's supposed to.
I don't think we had them all in the right.
To pulse the coils, because that's how the pulses work, and the timing. You don't get 12 volt every time a piston hits. You get ground every time. We got 12 volt there, so it's getting power. Grounds are good everywhere. Trust me, grounds are good everywhere.
Yeah, just a little, have to redo them.
The only possible thing left is the coils. But the odds of 8 brand new coils being bad, I still don't believe it. I will not let myself believe it. It's not possible. But I'm about to find out how wrong I am, because they are currently switching out coils for a new coil harness and 8 new coils. So kind of hope I'm wrong, but also I like being right. So I wonder what's going to happen. Test with 8 brand new coils. Where you going, Tyler 2? 8 bad coils. 8 bad coils. All right, so we got to start up the other day. As you know, it was the coils, whatever. Now it's time for the break-in. We want to get these, the rings and just everything inside there kind of seated and happy and warm, get it up to temp. You know, we made a few adjustments on the tune. We added some kind of not fake exhaust, but some exhaust to the headers that are on there. So it'll still be open exhaust, but if you have the O2 sensor too close to the end, that O2 sensor just isn't really like picking up the right readings. So ask us how we know that. Yeah, she was super rich at first. We had to add a little 90 down there. So we've got like a cool little 90-degree pipe coming out the bottom there. Kind of looks like side exhaust, but that's not going to be the final exhaust for this. So they're kind of cleaning everything up, making one final check before we just start it up and make sure that we have no leaks and stuff like that. Now that we know it starts, now it's time for break-ins. So, and a cleanup.
Is that the one that blew?
No hose.
Huh?
There's no hose.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I see. It blew the whole AN fitting off.
Mm-hmm.
That explains why it started smoking.
Yeah, we
Pretty
emptied that reservoir pretty quick.
Yeah, the AN line blew on the power steering.
I guess let's go up with it and I can bust that rack loose and get that line off.
Don't mind our custom exhaust.
Yeah. This little guy, don't worry about this little guy. He's there for air-fuel ratio purposes only. I don't know who did that, but geez, they should be taken out back and beat with a rubber hose. Huh? That'll do. There we go. I think that should be enough to get that bolt off now. Yeah, I think that's just going to drip there.
Yeah, we got some oil dry down there for it already, so. Cool. We just gotta make that line and put it all back together. All right, so what we're doing here, these are AN fittings. So we got a little tool here to help us hang on to it. But throwing the vise here, and these can be tricky. You gotta get a clean cut on there to get it fitting well enough to where when you tighten it down, it actually grabs and makes a nice connection. We learned a few minutes ago that apparently a little too much pressure for this connection.
In case you're wondering, that was torqued to spec. About that tight.
Hopefully got enough links on the top end.
We're about to find out, aren't we?
All right, everybody in position. Checking for leaks. Here we go. Time to break in. All right, so we have oil pressure. It's heating up. Sounds good. Air fuel ratio is good. Let it sit for 15, 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on everything, no leaks. Should be broken in. Yeah, just wait.
I was just about to say it had a tiny little drip to it still.
AN lines blue on the ends, and got them from a place that we haven't used before, thinking AN fittings would be fine, but we're gonna go back to another AN fitting we've used before and just do that because it shouldn't be blowing on a regular power steering system. This isn't a Hydro Boost or anything like that, so that's frustrating. Just a big mess to clean up now. I mean, the fitting I made didn't break.
Yeah, I struggled with them before.
This just feels stronger. I don't know. All right, you'll see the Camaro done soon. How's it going?
Hello, welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Very excited to see what we got here.
I'm excited to show you. Hi, I'm Melissa Welshmeyer. I own Olive Tree Design Build, and I'm an interior designer. Excited to jump into the new Paddock Club condos. Tyler reached out and told me about his vision, and I am so excited to jump in and bring luxury design to these spaces. Have some snacks, and if you want to sit down, I'm going to show you the different renderings and the floor plans from up here, and then we will reference the different materials and things being used down here.
Awesome.
So I'm going to start with your floor plans. So this is the same space, but over here is showing the upper loft, and then this is showing below it. Okay. So the first thing I started with was your staircase, getting up to the loft. I didn't want to put it in the middle so that we could have as much floor space as we could. But still have it be kind of a focal point as you walk in the door. So I pulled in a little closet here thinking coat closet or storage or just a drop-off zone. And then it also pulled your stairs a little bit away from the front door so it wasn't right in your face when you walked in. Okay. I ran it up the wall here, and then I pulled a couple cool different shapes, different materials at the bottom to kind of create some visual interest as you walk up. This is the size of the double lift that you sent me. Mm-hmm. So right now I've got from the front of it to the back of this space about 3 feet, and then I've got like 3.5, 4 feet in front of it. Okay. So we can talk about exact positioning where you'd want to have that. My biggest thing was I wanted to make sure you could walk back here. Mm-hmm. And I did actually put in some cabinetry as like would be some functional storage that you would actually use, but more of like a showy piece to also like kind of accent behind the vehicles. And then I put a lounge seating here for like lower tables, a coffee table, so more intimate seating or a continuation of what we've got going on upstairs. And then maybe those are swivel chairs, or maybe they're light and roll and you can roll them out. The walls are all urbane bronze, which is this color, not quite black, but a really good earthy, warm color. And then I've got the ceiling and the one full wall as an accent. So that could be anything from wood paneling, wallpaper, tile, stone, or even just like a faux paint that gives it just a different look up there. Yeah. And so here's upstairs. So there's so much space up here. That's what's really cool.
Wow, I cannot wait for you guys to see this upstairs space. This is gonna be my new happy place.
And you know, we could even come a little bit further. I've got the bar seating for 5. And then you can kind of see the column. I've got a second TV, so I've got a big TV over there, just assuming maybe a couple of games could be on.
Yep.
But for finishes, definitely thinking a lot of stone, wood, glass, tile, metal, as many different finishes as we can get in there. Pull in heavy textures, some different fabrics, leathers, but kind of this color palette, very neutral, so that your cars come in and they are the showcase. They are the color palette. They are the focal point of the whole space. Are you going to be using yours as kind of a show? Like, will you bring all your clients in there probably?
I mean, this is going to be one that we'll always have access to showcase. So
Yeah.
it's going to look good. You know, like something cool, like a trim package, like that wooden one right there.
This one?
Yep. To where we almost like the back side and the sides just be like painted drywall or something, and we could do something, because like when you walk in, you have the cars right there. It'd be kind of cool to do some classy stuff on the walls, you know, not built in, just memorabilia on that wall, along with because that's like the car area. So yeah, I know this place is looking pretty swanky and it's supposed to be a garage, but we're kind of bringing the garage stuff in the front half of the area there. And I mean, this is primarily intended for entertaining and not so much functionality. I think
Perfect.
that should be it.
Awesome. Well, give me about a week. I'll get some new drawings and send them your way.
Sweet, super excited and trying to hold my excitement back. So,
Same here.
good to see you. Thank
too.
you. I'm gonna grab one of these macaroons and I'll be out of here. Thank
See you later.
Oh yeah, looking clean.
Shiny.
I think you missed a spot. You sure? No, you got it. It's clean. It looks good. Man, this came out really nice.
Yeah, I really like that product that we've been
It's
using.
like a rust
Preventative.
and paint. It's pretty nice. These all come together all right.
Yep. Just got the snap ring and the seals still to go in.
Pack the bearings. Don't forget to pack the
Yep.
bearings. I know.
Gotta do that. I did forget to spray those, so we'll make that.
Those are for the calipers?
Yep.
Okay. Sweet.
We'll spray those.
Yeah, remember, no parts left on the table when you're done.
Yeah.
That's how it works. How's it looking underneath here, though? That's what I'm most excited to
That's
see.
coming along pretty good. Lots of prep work went into that.
I see. Looks
Lots
good.
of, probably 50 years plus of dirt and grime and grease.
I mean, it
and-
kind of had this green on it, but who knows how well they did prepping it then. So, man, it looks so much better, especially with that motor being silver and all these little side pieces, and the new brake lines and everything like that. Should be nice. How'd all the brake stuff come together?
Good, pretty good. Finishing those up now. These little short brake lines here, they sent us some short ones, but they were actually a little too short, so had to knock out some flares on those.
Oh yeah. Well, sweet. Those rotors are supposed to be in like a week or two. They're a little back ordered, but
Okay.
just kind of one of those things that good old parts being nice and back ordered. Yeah, I mean we're pretty darn close to putting the motor in, or are we ready to put the motor in?
Yeah, just waiting on the hardware.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now for the fun part, we've both been looking forward to
Oh, yeah.
the wiring. So obviously we have all this where it needs to be physically underneath the bed. Now we need to get all of our wiring harnesses made, because we can make the wiring harnesses back here and it'd be pretty easy. So I'm gonna get this one out of the way for now. We've got it all organized.
It looks a bit intimidating.
Let me grab this though. So grab that little bracket you made with all the set BMS modules on it, because we'll need it where it's going. still waiting on the low voltage plugs for the batteries, but here's the wire we're using. I forget the exact specs on it, but it's essentially like a, I think it's like 18 or what is this? 22 gauge, 1,000 feet of it. We might use a lot of that 1,000 feet. But every cell inside these batteries needs to be monitored by this system. And if you can see here on the computer, so this side is your pin on the battery, and this is your pin out on the modules over here. So here's the master. We have one master and then all the satellites behind it. So this first cell group right here, you know, one's up here. That's technically cell 3. So over here, cell 3 you see is D. So when we have this plug, it'll be D. Until we have the plug, we can at least run all this wiring to this length and get everything started, and then we can label it C3, C1, all that. So that way when we get that plug, we can just you know, pin everything out and plug it in. But at least we'll have everything cut to where it needs to go. We can even have it zip tied and loomed and really nice, and these ends done. So then we know all this is all wired on this end. Then it's just the 4 batteries is what we have to do for the low voltage stuff.
How many cells in each battery?
24. And each module monitors 18. So some of them will jump over and kind of get shared between the two. But yeah, that's essentially kind of where we can start. And then you can see, like right here, this master, it has the J plug pinouts for your proximity. So that way it knows when you plug it into a charger, it'll all be there. Turn on, it gets the permanent 12 volts, stuff like that. So, you know, it's got some extra items. And then the ISO, I don't know if you remember that, that's the communication line between the two. So, or between each module. It's got to be like the wound up wire to where it's, you know, avoids interference and whatnot, kind of like CAN wire. But that will, you know, so that's out. It has no in because it's the first one in the process, the master is. So we will, we can go into that further too, because we can actually, you know, terminate these ends between all of the satellites and modules, because we have all those plugs and everything. But we'll at least be able to run all of our wires for our cell monitoring, thermistor monitoring, and all that, and then be ready to put it all together when we get the pins.
Seems pretty simple,
right? Do you want to like talk about printing it out to get your mind started on it again?
Yeah, I think that would work best for me, to just print out the list of the pin-out. That way I can just kind of cross it off as I go. And
right, and you're going to have 6 of them to do. So there is a lot to these EV builds as far as wiring. You really got to have like a good plan and a notepad, and then triple check everything when you're done. The 4 battery packs have 96 cells. The satellites, or the BMS, only has 18 spots for the thermistors, but there are 64 thermistors in there. So you have to kind of, you know, bring them together somehow to make them all work. It's not the worst, but I mean, the biggest thing is just, you know, if we get a pin off, it's not the end of the world. We just have to manually reconnect the dots in the software. So that way when we, you know, physically, like let's say pin out 5 is cell 4. So physically that's how it should be, but in the software it's going to say, hey, pin 5 should be 4, but we have to go in and manually adjust it to, it got pinned wrong, it's actually cell 3. We have to go in there in the software. And the worst part is it just takes time because we have to identify where we ran pin 5 and go from there, so.
Yeah, because chances are if you've got one pin incorrectly, you've got another one pinned incorrectly somewhere as well.
You got another one somewhere else, at least.
At least
one more wrong somewhere else. So it's really, I mean, you know, you got the 2 sheets to connect the dots. The cell should be easy. Got to finalize the thermistors and how I want to do those, but it shouldn't be too bad at all.
Thermistor is just kind of a sensor.
Temperature, yeah, kind of like it's how the battery management system monitors the temperatures in there. Essentially a thermometer, kind of like on an electric fan on an ICE engine. You know, it hits a certain temperature, boom, kicks the fan on. It doesn't kick the fan on, well, it could, but it tells the system, hey, we need to do some cooling somehow. So then it'll start running pumps, running fans, and all that good stuff to start cooling the batteries down a little bit. And worst case scenario, if it gets really bad, it'll actually start pulling power out of your motor, and it'll talk to the VCU to say, hey, you're really sucking some amps out of these batteries. Either it's too hot outside, too cold outside, and we don't want you to, 1, ruin your expensive batteries, and 2, ruin your expensive motor, or 3, start a fire. That's the whole point of all the BMS. Like technically, we could probably override a bunch and get this running by just, you know, hooking up high voltage to the motor.
Oh yeah.
And be like, let's go party.
Yeah.
But your
that's the
batteries
best.
aren't gonna last too long, and you're probably gonna blow some stuff up. But yeah, so lots of notes on there. I know it's one of your first times, but really it's just pinning out things right. And this is really like how I started to learn EV stuff, because when you see how it all works, it makes, you know, you understand why we're doing it, you know, why the BMS is there and why they're all grouped in cells into modules and this and that. And then you're like, okay, now I see how this system works. Whereas if you just bought something that was like pre-pinned out, pre-plugged, you're just doing the fabrication.
Yeah.
You don't really understand, you know, you don't really get a good understanding of like how it works. But yeah, it's fun. It's tedious and slow, but it's fun and rewarding when you're done. Make your own custom, perfectly lengthed out wiring harness that just plugs and plays when you make the wiring harness. So
I'm excited.
I trust in you. Now, I've got some work to do on just about anything else that's in this shop, so have fun.
Adios.